Good morning and welcome back to the Great Gathering. This is episode 6 and my name is Sapna Chandaria. I am an intuitive energy healer and I am extremely happy to be here with you today. So today's theme is supposed to be a Q&A where I help you get clearer on all things energetic, vibrational frequencies, masculine and feminine, chakras. Tell me what you need to know, and I'm here for you. So let me know whatever it is that you need. In the meantime, I have lots to talk about as usual. Last week we had a great episode on why it is so difficult for us to change, why we're so resistant to change. And this is a really good question, I think, for all of us, because once again, stuff came up after the episode where it was another confirmation from the universe that people are really struggling right now and having a really hard time just rebalancing, getting into their most comfortable space, being at peace, being in ease, being in flow. All of this sort of feeling and emotional well-being is really where people are struggling. So please, whoever's watching right now, hello and welcome. Send me your questions so I can guide you and help you through whatever it is that you are working through right now. I say hi if you are here so I know who's watching, and let me know what you need me to help you with. So today I can also just jump in and talk a little bit more about the wounded feminine while we're waiting for people to come on. And this is a theme again. Once I introduced this a couple of weeks ago, it seems to be a regular thing that keeps coming up, both for my clients as well as other people out there. And what does the wounded feminine mean? It means that you feel disconnected. It means that you're not able to feel feminine. What does that mean, to feel feminine? It means to feel beautiful and sensual and creative and several things that we don't normally allow ourselves to feel. We feel unsafe if we carry the wounded feminine. We feel like we end up abusing and hurting ourselves either through toxic relationships, not being able to have boundaries, not being able to say no. Alcohol, drugs, cigarettes, whatever that is. We feel powerless over the circumstances in our lives. We don't feel like we're in control of anything. We don't actually know how to love ourselves, interestingly enough. We think we do, and I touched on this last week as well, between the conscious belief systems and the subconscious belief systems that we carry. And I'm going to definitely come back more on that. We end up playing small. We play small so that we can fit in. We play small so that we don't have to be seen or be heard. We feel, and the wounded feminine, we feel threatened, we feel targeted, we feel attacked. We don't know how to trust or surrender. We feel inadequate. We feel rejected. So these are really important key points about where I want you to start addressing your wounded feminine. it doesn't matter, once again, whether you're male or female. The masculine and the feminine already exist within us, and therefore it's important to address these aspects of ourselves. Call it the yin and the yang, call it Shakti and Shiva, call it whatever you want. At the end of the day, we need to start recognizing and embracing and acknowledging these parts of who we are. Okay? Yeah, okay. So questions are a bit slow today, no problem. I think lots of people are busy. I guess this is sort of first thing in the morning, but I'd be happy to still take your questions anyway. I will also be, how should I say, I am actually working on creating a 21-day challenge on surrender. So 21 days to surrender. So stay tuned for that. I will be posting that on my website so that you can have a link to it as well. And it'll be pretty groundbreaking as far as I can see. I don't remember seeing anyone else doing a 21 days to surrender challenge. There's lots of challenges around abundance and self-love. But something I realized as well is that we absolutely all need to surrender, yet we just have no idea how to do that. And we really do need to be guided into it, because surrender isn't just something that we arrive at overnight. Surrender takes love, self-love. Surrender takes trusting, first of all, in ourselves very deeply, and then in the universe. And of course, therefore, in others. But first, this is really a relationship between you and your creator when it comes to surrender. So this is a really important aspect of who we are, so that we can truly start attracting true abundance and true wealth and grace and flow and ease into our lives. So if you're here watching, say hi and send me your questions. I'm talking right now about my upcoming 21 Days to Surrender program, which I will be launching probably in about 10 days or so. And just a reminder of what it takes for us to surrender. It takes self-love, it takes radical self-acceptance, it takes trust, it takes patience, it takes grace. I remember in 2016 when I was at the peak of my frustration and my, I would say, downward spiral with my media company that I was running. And truly everything was going wrong, nothing was working out. People were attacking me verbally, all sorts of crazy stuff was happening. And I was arguing with my husband. I mean, it was really bad, actually. It was probably one of the lowest points in my life. And it came to me very, very strongly and deeply one day through my intuition that, first of all, I need to have and include spirituality into my business, otherwise I will never be happy. And that I just absolutely needed to surrender to the divine and surrender to wherever it was that I was going to be led to. And that being part of my story caused so much, what's the word that I'm looking for? Freedom and patience and just self-love. I had to trust myself. I had to trust myself every day. It was a daily lesson. And yes, hi Wanja, exactly. Trust is such a huge learning for me in this lifetime. I agree that the ultimate level is trusting the universe, the all. Exactly. And how do we get into that place of trusting the universe, knowing that Everything we ask for is meant for us, is our birthright, is going to be given to us, no matter how ridiculous it sounds. Most of the time, we limit ourselves, as I continue to repeat with you guys, as we limit ourselves. And trust requires us to go into much deeper places and requires us to access parts of ourselves that we never knew we had. Because surrender has to be um, a holistic feeling. We have to feel it spiritually, emotionally, mentally, physically. So what does it mean to be able to surrender mentally? It means to truly empty your mind of all the blocks and the mindsets that you come into or any situation with. I remember the deepest feeling that I was able to connect into when I surrendered was that I didn't have to worry about anything anymore. I didn't have to take care of everything anymore. I didn't have to be in control. I didn't have to feel like other people were somehow treating me in a certain way and that limited me. It truly was this fully holistic feeling of just exhaling, of peace, of giving up all of these things that I had felt for so long I needed to hold on to, like other people's opinions of me, like feeling as if I gave up on my business or closed my business, or at least, just closed the office and became smarter about my business, then other people would see me as a failure. And if I hadn't sold my business for millions, or I hadn't got investors, or, all of these levels of success, all of these markers of success, which I didn't do any of, really, that I was a failure. And actually, my whole intention of that business was really for us to build it up to a certain point so that we could hand it over to our employees. And unfortunately, they just were not interested. They realized how much work it takes to be an entrepreneur and run a business and truly be conscious in that um, space of running a business, employing others, making sure your message and your branding and your positioning is aligned to who you are. So think about all of what it takes to truly surrender and trust. Um, Hi everyone. So yeah, please just say hi so I know you're here, and send me your questions. We're talking all things energy, vibrational frequencies, chakras, masculine, feminine, limiting beliefs, trusting the universe, surrender, love, ease, flow, grace, joy, you name it. Here we are, and I'm ready to answer your questions. I hope you are all doing really well. This week we are in a new moon in Pisces, which is, again, powerful. Everything that happens to us astrologically with the moon, with the sun, with the movement of the earth is all very powerful. So what does the new moon in Pisces actually mean? Pisces is a water sign, and it really is all about everything to do with water, drinking it, bathing in it, soaking our feet in it. If we're lucky enough to live by the sea, go allow the ocean water, the sea water to cleanse your energy. The Pleiadians are reminding us right now that if before we drink the water, if we set an intention, if we allow the water to flow into every single one of our cells and heal whatever it is that we may be suffering from or feeling imbalanced from, whether it's emotional, whether it's mental, physical, or spiritual. Water is so important and such a huge connector for all these different bodies of ours, all of these different energy levels of who we are. So set an intention before you drink the water and really just say, I bring this water to the highest vibration of love or forgiveness or surrender, and help me reach these highest vibrations and frequencies. Okay? Um, think water and what an amazing conductor of energy it is, and how you can use it to really bring your entire energy field into balance and its highest potential and its highest vibrations. Okay. Um, I'm drinking this coffee today from a cup done by a beautiful artist, unfortunately, who passed away in December. But sending lots of love and peace to Guinea, our darling friend. So Wanja again. So surrendering and at the same time taking actions towards what we desire. Basically not wasting time focusing on what we really don't desire, what we are resisting. This is the space I am in at the moment and experiencing manifestation as well. Amazing, absolutely. Yeah, let's not waste time in thinking about and focusing on what we don't desire, because think about the energy that we're sending out to the universe. We are sending such confused signals, because if we end up putting out what we don't desire, that's exactly what we're going to receive, right? So what we do want to focus on and what we want to put all our energy towards is exactly what we want. It's not easy to push through those barriers. We're so used to getting stuck in that place of what we don't want, right? So it's absolutely crucial for us to focus on what we do want. And as you say, you are experiencing manifestation as well. And also to remember that other people are on their own journey. You may be experiencing something with them in a relationship, in a partnership, in whatever it may be. But remember that they are also there because they have something to learn. And when you push through and stay in your highest vibration, either they'll be forced to match you or they will automatically fall away. And they just simply won't match your vibration. Once we start vibrating at a place and a frequency of where we know we need to be, and again, I know it's not easy. It can be lonely. It can attract criticism and judgment and fear from other people. You know, comments like, oh my God, you've changed. You're so different. We think you're all spiritual now. Blah, 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 right? It's tough because when we start disrupting the status quo and pushing through into those places of surrender and trust and love, most other people are not there yet. And that's why we have to step up and maintain that position, right? Remember, you are all here with me because you are all leaders in your own right. You are not followers. I am not here to create followers. I am here to create leaders. And one question that keeps coming up for me personally in my own journey is, how can I be the leader that I never had in my life, right? How can I be that person for you guys that you never had in your life? You know, we are all a community of leaders. And what is it that we need to do to truly step into that leadership? How do we own our power? How do we step into our power? without feeling like we have to sacrifice something, without feeling like we have to play small, because leaders can't play small anymore, without feeling like other people will not receive what we have to say. All of that stuff, all of that self-doubt, self-criticism has to uh, literally be deleted from our energy field, from our belief systems. We don't have room for that anymore. And so, once again, remember that where we focus our energy is where the energy flows towards. Okay? And also remember that what you resist persists. What you resist persists. So if you resist your intuition and you keep following your head, you will keep receiving that energy. You will keep receiving that vibration, right? It becomes a mental game at that point. It doesn't become you in your highest vibration, right? One of my favorite sayings of all time is think with your heart and love with your mind. So that's today's prompt I'm going to leave you with. Think with your heart, love with your mind. Tell me what that feels like when you put it into practice. Okay? Love with your mind. Think with your heart. I hope that today has been useful and helpful for you. Once again, all the feedback I'm getting from all of you is so valuable, and please do keep it coming. Let me know what else I can help you with. We are in a time and a space continuum of deep shift, deep love, deep understanding, and deep connection to ourselves, connection to our community, connection to source. And we don't need anymore to go to a priest to pray for us. We are able to connect directly with source. So I have another question coming in from Jennifer. How do I listen more to my intuition? Or how do I know the difference between intuition and anything else? What a fabulous, fabulous question, because this is where most people get stuck. Okay, so how do I listen more to my intuition? When we're listening to our intuition, people get different kinds of responses. So for some people, it feels right. Okay, for some people, it's a feeling in your body. It feels soft, it feels light, it feels happy, it feels like an expansion of your heart, it feels like an expansion of your solar plexus, the expansion of your throat as well. Even though our intuition as a quality sits in our third eye, most of us don't really know yet how to connect into our third eye. And so my practice is to really close your eyes, take a deep breath, bring your awareness back to the present moment, ask the question that you want the answer for. Is this person right for me? Is this situation right for me? And usually the first thought that comes up into your mind is the correct answer. Not kind of, okay, maybe, I don't know, this might work, this might not work. No, it will not lie to you. And most of the time we don't want to hear the answer. And that's why we allow ourselves to not listen to our intuition. So I encourage you to close your eyes, take a deep breath, ask the question that you're looking for the answer to, and listen. Listen to that first thought that comes into your mind. Is it a yes? Is it a no? And start following that thread, okay? Don't look for what you want to hear, because that's the biggest mistake that most of us make. Okay? How do I know the difference between intuition and anything else? Right, so the biggest difference that we're looking for in your anything else is between intuition and the ego, right? So the ego keeps us locked in fear. The ego will tell us, oh, no, no, don't do that, because that's going to take you out of your comfort zone. That's going to take you in a place that you don't enjoy. That's going to take you in a place that you've been protecting yourself from for all of your life. And so why would you want to go and do something like that right now? That's the voice of the ego, okay? Which doesn't serve us. Okay, yes, of course it serves us to the point where we have been able to survive as this human race for millions of years, thousands of years. But currently, we are not really in survival anymore, okay? And the intuition is a knowing. It's a deep, deep knowing, okay? This is where we can connect into our psychic senses, right? And so there are 5 main psychic senses, okay? The same as our normal senses apart from taste. I mean, some people even taste their intuition. So one is clairvoyance. I think that's the one that most people know, is where you see and dreams, you see visions. The other is claircognizance, which is when you just know something to be true. You don't know how you know, but you just know, okay? The other is clairsentience, is when you feel it in your body. So say you walk into a room or a meeting, you didn't have a stomachache before, but suddenly you have a stomachache or your head starts hurting. That's not your stuff, okay? That's the empath in you picking up someone else's energy. So that's clairvoyance, claircognizance, clairsentience, clairaudience. Clairaudience is something that people, can get scared of. I feel some people hear voices. For me, clairaudience is when I'm kind of hearing my thoughts. Okay, I'm listening to my thoughts, but yet I know they're not coming from me, but they're coming from my connection to the divine. Okay. The other is called clairparlance, and this is when people are channeling, people are connecting into their higher selves and their soul's voice. Not many people can do this. Some people are mediums, and therefore they connect to other beings and other spirits, and then this is when the clairparlance starts to come through. Okay, so thank you, Jennifer, for really answering asking that question, because it's very important for people to be able to understand the difference between their ego's voice and their intuitive voice. Okay, so intuition is totally connected to our psychic senses, all of the ones that I've just mentioned, and every single one of us has one of those. Okay, so I would definitely encourage you to really start getting familiar with which psychic sense is most comfortable with you. Are you an empath? Do you feel what other people feel? You're welcome, Jennifer. Do you feel what other people feel? Do you feel like when you've been with someone who's not good for you and is toxic, and you leave them and suddenly you feel really drained, you feel exhausted? Yeah, that means you're an empath, because you're allowing people to take your energy, okay? Now, here's a really quick, amazing, simple trick to close your energy, and I do this every time I step into a really crowded room, whether I'm in an airport, in a shopping mall, somewhere where I expect a lot of people, okay? And it's a very simple trick where literally, I'm going to stand up here. You're going from your root chakra and you're zipping up your energy, okay? You're zipping it up. And what that does is it simply closes your energy field around you, okay? Most of the time, we all walk around with our energy fields wide open. And as I explained in one of my other videos, we have our energy field that goes out 6 feet around us. Now that's a lot of space. Think about all of the stuff that comes in there, okay? So zip up very consciously. First thing in the morning, Every time you walk into a crowded place, just zip up, okay? Then you know that whatever it is that you're feeling is yours, not hundreds of other people, okay? And yeah, this is how you also protect yourself. This is how you make sure that what is yours stays with you. You don't have to carry other people's shit. Honestly, I cannot tell you how many people I work on a regular basis whose energy is just full of other people's stuff. Okay, and I know that as a child, we think we're supposed to carry other people's stuff. As an adult, we think we're supposed to carry our spouses or our parents or our siblings' stuff. But no, 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 no. Okay, it's important to make sure that we are taking care of our stuff first. Okay, as a leader, you need to know what is yours and what is not yours. Right? This is where I want you to start. Once again, thank you so, so, so much for watching. I can't believe that is already 30 minutes. I could keep going on and on and on. Thank you to all of you who sent in questions, and please feel free to spend some time going back through the videos and just doing the prompts that I set for you. They will be so helpful to you, okay? So today's prompt is to think about one of my favorite sayings, which is think with your heart, love with your mind, okay? And with that, I send you all big, big, big Tuesday love and blessings and gratitude for watching. Remember, this is about the great gathering. This is about community. This is about how you can truly step into your power and love yourself to your absolute highest and best. Okay? Namaste. Much love.